Do you want to know what happens to somebody who eats a traditional American diet after 21 days on an almost raw vegan cleanse? I'm just about to head over to my brother Cody's house and find out.
At least you shaved. I feel kind of short here.
Like it, I want to stand up very tall.
This is my channel, if you want to come on over. In case you didn't know. Coattails.
There's one or two.
Riding coattails here. All right, sorry, I don't mean to ruin your video again.
So 21 days. 21 days have elapsed.
21 days on the fresh peas diet, and man, we feel great. Absolutely great. And the nice side effect that I was not expecting was I'm happy to eat things that I wouldn't have eaten before. And I think a lot of it is because I was so desperate for something to eat. I was so hungry. I'm like, if I eat another macadamia nut, I'm going to turn into one. That anything I get is like, oh, it's
delicious.
So delicious. It's good. I mean, like just today, she brought over some corn. I'm just used to American food. Like the Jiffy cornbread, the corn cake, and I like that. And when you bring over like real cornbread, like you did today, I'm like,
Southern
I
style.
don't know, but it's so delicious. So it's I guess the 21 days. What helped me was to acquire different tastes.
Right. That's what I was hoping, and that's why it was so severe and it was so austere. Because you could do the same thing. You could my austerity measures. You could do the same thing with soup. You could make beautiful vegetable-based soups and live off of that, and it's warm and it's nourishing. But you aren't a vegetable fan, and so when you have cold stuff, your body craves that warm comfort food, and so you're more willing to eat something. Like I brought over a chili that was loaded with red peppers, red bell peppers, and Cody does not like red bell peppers.
It's the green ones.
Oh, they were in there too.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there you go. It just proves my point. I guess another interesting fact. So, everyone is going to be asked. So, are you going to continue to do that? And I never said that I was going to continue to be raw vegan or a diet. And I like what you say. I don't want to have to fit into any of those labels. Right. If I want to go out with some friends and they're going to have a cheeseburger, that's what I want to have that. I don't want to be bound by some label and think everyone's looking over my shoulder by it. But I do want to eat healthy. The interesting thing about the diet was that, I have kind of a sweet tooth. I always like to have dessert after meals. Always had. Even if I didn't get one at the restaurant, I'd stop at the gas station and get like a candy bar or something like that. Sorry, the battery died. But sweet tooth. But the thing with your diet was I never felt like I needed to have that. And so I didn't have any sugar or caffeine or anything like that during the whole diet. And then we went and ate out. And it's like, and the first thing I went like, oh, I wanted the dessert. And I think that food, whatever it is, I don't know if it's, I've heard that they put a lot of science into the texture and the crunch and everything to make you desire particular things or crave certain things. I think there's something to that.
Well, refined carbohydrates are almost like a drug in the fact that they make us crave more. So the more sugar you eat, the more you want to eat. The more white bread, the more pasta, the more white rice. All of these foods make us crave more. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if because carbohydrates are our brain's perfect food and our brain is like, yes, get that.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to adopt a lot of these things, and kind of what we came up with for our family. What's going to work for us is we're going to stick to that type of a diet for breakfast and for lunch. Really healthy breakfast and fruit salads and shakes and vegetable juice and those things. And then treat ourselves to, a nice dinner, but not like we used to. Not just super meat heavy, but if we want to have a piece of chicken or a piece of meat, if we want to go down into town for dinner, I'm not going to feel like, oh, I'm doing something wrong if I want to have a dinner roll.
Right.
But it's about the big picture. And the other thing that I really did that you really persuaded me to do was drink a lot of water. And that's the hardest thing for me, is to drink the water. So we've got these big bottles, and we try to fill them up. I'm like, okay, this is our lot. We have to drink this today.
If you
Yeah.
didn't have clean, fresh water coming out of the tap, you wouldn't think of it as a lot.
No, you probably wouldn't. Yeah, wouldn't that perspective be different? If I had to walk for 6 miles to
Carry it
go
on
get
your
some
head.
muddy water on my head. Yeah. There's so many things. So I'm just grateful for all that, and then we've also mixed in exercise with it because with the wildland firefighting coming up, and I want to be fit for that. So that and the drinking more water and the healthy foods it's just been wonderful. Yeah, I'm very happy.
So
I
glad.
really appreciate it. So I think of it as not as a diet for 21 days, but as the start of kind of a lifestyle change of the way we eat. Mm-hmm. But it takes work.
Yeah, it does. It does. And you kind of need to shock your body out of the American diet.
I think this would be good to do once a year. I think it once a year, or I don't know, maybe twice, once a year. 21 days is a long time. 2 weeks would have been a lot easier. That last week is rough.
Was it? I gave you soups. Oh, but you guys didn't have a kitchen, so.
Yeah, and a lot of it was our area.
You were coasting.
It's hard if you're working too, maybe because you have to meal plan and you have to buy things and you have to think about it, and I just don't work that way. I mean, I'm thinking about other things. I'm thinking about working on the house and all the projects that I have to do, and if it wasn't for Mrs. W, I wouldn't be able to do it near as effectively. So.
And it's also interesting when we listen to our bodies to slow down where we need to. Like you and I both have the same genetics. It's like you get up and you get as much possibly done in a day as you can. And for me, I'm annoyed by having to go to the bathroom because it's like that 2 minutes of just like, ah.
I thought it was just me that did that.
No.
That's why the water thing was such a bummer to me.
Right.
Like,
And so
good grief, in this water. I'm in the middle of this. I gotta go pee. It's terrible.
and it just breaks the flow, and you
It
just like
does.
you lose like 10 minutes of productivity. But I think it's really important to actually listen and to use that time creating meals as some sort of like self-reflection, or without getting too philosophical, but taking the time for yourself and know that that's what you're doing. You're nourishing
To be
yourself.
deliberate. Yeah. No, I think it's great. So. I'm happy that we did it. I'm happy it's over, but I'm gonna take a lot of it, and start making those changes. But I've never felt better, so I've got to keep up with college kids this wildland season. So
Yeah.
I need all the help I can get. So
Yeah.
let them go have their beer and pizza, and then I'll have my kale juice.
I brought you honey mints.
These are pretty good too. No sugar.
No sugar. They're delicious.
They are delicious. So
You know those little Andes wafers you get at restaurants? They're like those, but made with honey instead of
Oh,
sugar.
they're very sweet. I can't believe there's no sugar in that.
I know.
They're chocolate though, cocoa. Oh, salty.
Recipe here. Yeah, I put salty. I like salt on mine.
These are better than Andy's.
Yeah, I know. Way better chocolate. It's actually probably really real chocolate instead of.
So I can keep these in the glove box. You have to refrigerate them.
Yeah, they melt.
All right. Well, I think it's great.
Good. I'm so glad.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Cody's take of what happened after 3 weeks on a plant-based diet. Now this diet was not a radical departure from my own diet, what I usually eat, with the exception of there was no alcohol, and I will on occasion have pizza or something with cheese or eat something with cream, and there was none of that. So basically for me, I wanted to eat this way because I wanted to eat an anti-inflammatory diet. And inflammation is a problem for me. I have a genetic hip disorder. And the interesting outcome that I didn't expect, because I don't eat a ton of dairy. I eat it maybe once a week. But the other day, I had my first pain-free day after it's been over a year. It wasn't until the 3rd week that I actually noticed a significant change in how my hip felt. And just the amount of pinching and all the kind of inflammation, the signs of inflammation. And so I went out and thought I was going to get like an hour of gardening in, which is about all I can do these days at a time. And I was out here for maybe 5 hours the first day, just getting everything prepped and ready to plant. And then I came out the second day and I planted half of my beds and seeded them I've cleaned out all of the rows and the paths during the winter. The chickens kick everything into the paths, so those are cleaned. Mariah came over this morning, and Mo and I dug up raspberry starts, and I've been clearing a couple beds worth of mint. I feel extraordinarily strong, and like I have more stability, and I don't know how inflammation would affect that so significantly, but I'm not saying that it's diet because I don't know. Some days are really bad and I can't walk, and some days are pretty good, but I've had 4 good days in a row. So I'm not going back to dairy anytime soon, I can tell you that, at least till after the surgery and recovery process. So my energy is super good. I've integrated my eating into a juice or a smoothie, a salad of some sort, and then a warm soup at night. And I mentioned in the last book, or in the last video, a book called Soupalina, Soup Cleanse, and Alina Furman is the author. I've been cooking out of that book all week, and I'm mesmerized. I'm totally enamored. Her recipes are delicious and spot on. If you want to learn how to make soups with no nuts, no dairy, no animal products whatsoever, I highly, highly recommend it. So I'll put a link below. And I don't get paid for these endorsements. When I really love something, I want to share it with you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, for all of you that are doing the cleanse with us. Yay. I hope you have dramatic and wonderful results, and hopefully this will kind of reset your taste buds and make you see and look at food and nutrition through different eyes. So thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video. So I am here. Do you do that? Do you start everything with so?
Well, the worst thing is to start with "Hey guys."
Say it, Jack.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. And gals.
Oh, this looks dreadful. All right.
It makes me look better.
Okay.
I put my big bun in.